Hey collectors, welcome to Star Wars Collected. I'm Jonathan. If you guys haven't been here before and you end up liking my review, I hope you guys will consider subscribing and sticking around. If you have been here before, welcome back. Good to see you. Today what we have is a little bit of a throwback piece. This is a Sideshow piece. It is a 2-pack. It has two of our best heroes in it, Luke and Han. This is the Stormtrooper disguise 1/6 scale Sideshow figures. Now, I don't know what it is about these figures, but as a kid, I had the Luke version and the Han version, the really beefy, Hasbro Kenner toy versions of it. And then for some reason, they just always stuck out to me. I always really liked them. I think as a kid, this is the first time I saw the trope of, dressing up as your enemy and infiltrating their base, disguised as them. And I think as a kid who would grow on to really love Bond movies and espionage and stuff like that, just something about that just really stood out to me. I don't know why I'm being very nice to this. This is just some brown paper that someone threw on here to ship it to me. I'm trying to take it off as if it's a highly sought after collectible. Sharp knife, hot knife. Mrs. Collected is definitely watching right now and cringing at the fact that her husband almost put a knife through his foot while opening Star Wars figures. Whoever bought this from did a really good job at packing it. This is what I love. Sometimes you'll buy something and you're like, whoever sent this to me or sold this to me was not a collector. And then sometimes you'll get something like this where it's just like, they wrapped it up as if they were like sending you their actual infant child or something like that. So I appreciate that about the collector community. Heroes of the Rebellion, Luke Skywalker, Stormtrooper disguise is what it says on this side of the box. And we have a side panel here. So this is the front of the box here, side panel here with Luke. And then on the back we have Han Solo, Heroes of the Rebellion, Han Solo, Stormtrooper disguise. And a portrait of Han Solo on the side here. It's interesting, these are very similar to how they used to package the Sideshow pieces. It would be missing one more panel, or at least this panel would have been attached up here. But kind of cool overall. Heroes of the Rebellion, and there's a big description over here. We have a center panel here, Luke Skywalker and Han Solo, Stormtrooper disguise. And then they are saying accessories include fully detailed Stormtrooper armor sets, Blast Tech E11 blaster rifles, Stormtrooper helmets with interior detail, thermal detonators and metal clips, comlink with belt clip, open grappling hook with cable, closed grappling hook, and interchangeable hands. Okay, so this actually comes with more things than what I had realized that it would. Face sculpts are very much of that time, of that era. They look good for then. They certainly look better than the G.I. Joes I used to play with as a kid, but they are not that Sideshow or Hot Toys quality that we're kind of accustomed to now. So we're gonna go ahead and just get them both out at one time here. Now, as much as I love all the new stuff coming out with Star Wars, I love The Mandalorian. Something about picking up something like this. So some of these older figures with older, things that we know and love, standard TK Stormtroopers. There's just something kind of fun about that. I'm noticing on their boots that there's like a little bit of black ink or paint or something like that in the creases. That is not something I see them doing today, so that's kind of interesting. They're also like a little bit of a wide boy. We've got Ben Swallow, and you can kind of see it in his dad and his uncle here, that they look a little wide. They appear to be the same height, so I'm guessing that they are identical figures with the exception of the different head sculpts. Luke is the one that seems to be paired with all the accessories. So we'll take him out first. Have that kind of standard piece. Now, I've been doing a lot of 6-scale unboxings recently, and Sideshow typically does the sort of, how do you do through the crotch area type thing. Now, this one is around the waist, which is what we see Hot Toys tending to do still. So here's Luke. His armor still looking very white. I don't see any yellowing or something like that. Noticing this leg moving around a little bit, but I think that's just the armor moving independently. The leg itself is fine. All this armor sort of moves around a little bit more than I think we'd expect in a modern figure. It's kind of fun to go back. I don't know when these figures were made, but at least a decade ago would be my guess. And just how far we've come in what we expect as collectors and what these manufacturers kind of expect out of themselves. This E11 actually I think looks really good though. I'd love to get it out of here and show you up close. So this E11 I think looks really fantastic. It's got a good amount of weathering. It feels like it's multiple pieces sort of pushed together or pieced together, and it definitely is. I can see where multiple parts are. You know, you got a little D-ring on the back that moves, so that's cool to see. I just unboxed the Lando figure, and kind of felt that the vibro axe that it came with was a little lacking. It could have had a little more detail or something like that to go with him. So we'll lift Luke Skywalker out here. We have our old school Sideshow Star Wars base. Just says Star Wars real big on it. This is the sheath that will go around that. And like I said, Luke is the one that comes with all the accessories. So at the bottom here, we have a grappling hook, which is open, and some rope that is attached to that. And then over here, we have a closed grappling hook and the sort of like droid collar type piece. He does have a little holster on his side here for that droid collar piece. So we'll probably clip that into there. We'll get his belt down here a little bit more. I'll look at my TK over here just to see about where that should be hitting. There's something about these that just feel a little more playable. I think it's probably honestly because the quality isn't quite what we're used to when it comes to a Sideshow piece or a Hot Toy piece these days. But that, I don't know, sometimes when I'm messing with a Sideshow piece or a Hot Toys piece, I'm just so like delicate with it. I'm just afraid that I'm going to compromise it in some way. And I don't know, these just are, they feel a little different, and it's kind of fun. Let's get this around his waist so he can stand up and take on the whole galaxy by himself, like Dax would say. Okay, so we do have this little droid collar. We're going to put that in his belt because why not? And for the life of me, you know, I know he uses the grappling hook in A New Hope with his soon-to-be sister. But I don't recall. I'm going to go ahead and we'll get Han Solo out and we will pose both these and we'll be right back. All right, collectors, here we have them, our favorite gentlemen of the Rebellion, Luke Skywalker, Han Solo in their Stormtrooper disguise. I decided to kind of do Luke a little more like he doesn't know what he's doing. So he's a little more like protected with his kind of rifle against his chest, holding his helmet sort of in an awkward way, and his feet are just like a little bit closer together. Just maybe someone who isn't as comfortable with you know, battle and things like that. Han Solo being a veteran of the Empire and being, you know, just the swashbuckling hero that he is, I decided he might be a little more open, you know, kind of have his gun up, you know, his sort of signature pose is this, but kind of have his gun up and maybe just sort of holding his helmet a little more nonchalant, you know, sort of just there by the front. So, you know, like I said, these guys and his feet are also like a little bit further apart, a little more of a stance to it, just a little more Han Solo to me. So, like I said, you know, these guys are kind of fun because I feel like I'm not going to, you know, even though they kind of feel a little more brittle, I feel like I'm not going to break them for some reason. They just kind of take me back to a cool time in, you know, my childhood and in A New Hope and some early Star Wars stuff. You know, overall, for how old these figures are, I think they're pretty cool. I love the Stormtrooper disguise. You know, I kind of feel bad comparing them to modern day Sideshow or Star Wars figures, but that's where we're going to leave you guys here today. I hope you enjoyed sort of this throwback vintage Sideshow unboxing. It was fun for me. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give me a like. If you like videos like this, please consider subscribing. We're a fast growing channel. We're having a lot of fun here. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you later.